Google randomly sent him $250,000. This is what happened next. MarketWatch. A self-described hacker was randomly paid almost $250,000 by Google. He was baffled by the payment. A self-described hacker was randomly paid almost $250,000 by Google. He was baffled by the payment. On Tuesday, Sam Curry tweeted about the mysterious payment from Alphabet Inc. S. Google -0.97%. G. Plus 1753 Chars. Warner Bros. Discovery has bigger problems than its DC search. Hollywood Reporter. Logo text in early August. 2 days after David Zaslav terminated his brief honeymoon with Hollywood by dumping the HBO Max film Batgirl, the Warner Bros. Discovery CEO was still sounding confident about the future of one of the studio's most important prop. In early August, 2 days after David Zaslav terminated his brief honeymoon with Hollywood by dumping the HBO Max film Batgirl, the Warner Bros. Discovery CEO was still sounding confident about the plus 5946 Chars. Russia's battered army has no quick fix in Ukraine, The Wall Street Journal. Battlefield setbacks are just one challenge facing the Kremlin as it tries to secure its territorial gains in Ukraine and fend off criticism at home. Null. Cholesterol-lowering flaxseed shown to reduce plaque formation in the arteries by 40% express. Research shows it may counter the effects of a high cholesterol diet and potentially lower triglycerides. What's more, there is substantial evidence that a score of other conditions may benefit from the nutrient-dense superfood. Null. Watch SpaceX launch 54 Starlink satellites on Friday after delays. Space.com. Liftoff is Sept. 16 at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 01:05 G.M.T. on Sept. 17. The company has conducted more than 40 launches in 2022. SpaceX plans to launch another big batch of its Starlink satellites to orbit Friday night. Sept. 16. And you can watch the action live. SpaceX plans to loft 54 more Starlink broadband satellite plus 2581 Chars. Texas Longhorns football ran up nearly $280,000 tab for recruiting visit by Arch Manning. 8 others. ESPN. The Longhorns spent nearly $630,000 over 2 recruiting weekends in June, including almost $280,000 on the official visit by quarterback Arch Manning and 8 other recruits that featured 5-star accommodations and virtually all-you-can-eat fare. The Texas Longhorns football program isn't holding back in its recruiting visits. But the effort paid off this summer to the tune of the currently No. 3 ranked recruiting class led by No. 2 quarterback plus 2341 Chars. Suikoden Fans. It's back. Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters due next year. Kotaku. Konami surprise announced remakes of the original 2 games during the Tokyo Game Show. The long-term silence on the Suikoden games has mystified us, everyone, for over a decade. But Konami moves in mysterious ways. And last night at the Tokyo Game Show, the company knocked everyone plus 2164 Chars. The US looks to rival Europe and Asia with massive floating offshore wind plan, CNBC. When it comes to offshore wind, the US has a long way to go to catch up with Europe. The White House said Thursday it was targeting 15 gigawatts of floating offshore wind capacity by the year 2035, as it looks to compete with Europe and Asia in the nascent sector. The Biden-Harris +3153 chars. Marcus Mumford reveals that he hired a truama specialist to check through his new music, Daily Mail. Marcus Mumford has revealed that he hired a trauma specialist to look over his new music, out of fear he would trigger listeners through the raw lyrics. Marcus Mumford has revealed that he hired a trauma specialist to look over his new music, out of fear he would trigger listeners through the raw lyrics. The Mumford and Amp. Sons frontman, 35, has previous +5273 chars. Google randomly sent him $250,000. This is what happened next. MarketWatch. A self-described hacker was randomly paid almost $250,000 by Google. He was baffled by the payment. A self-described hacker was randomly paid almost $250,000 by Google. He was baffled by the payment. On Tuesday, Sam Curry tweeted about the mysterious payment from Alphabet Inc.'s Google -0.97%. G. +1753 chars. Exposure to blue light can up the risk of early onset puberty and even disrupt fertility. Daily Mail. A Turkish research team found that blue light increased the levels of reproductive hormones in rats that were regularly exposed to it, causing them to go through puberty earlier. Exposure to the blue light emitted by cell phones and tablets in young age can increase a child's risk of early onset puberty and can even damage their fertility in the future. A new study finds a +6036 chars. Meet the mystery diamond from outer space, CNN. Scientists have talked about the possibility of a mineral stronger than the diamond we know and love. Now, this hardy rock may have been found on Earth's surface, and new research suggests it came from a dwarf planet that existed billions of years ago. Sign up for CNN's Wonder Theory Science newsletter. Explore the universe with news on fascinating discoveries, scientific advancements and more. CNN. Scientists have debated its existence. Tiny Tra. +5084 chars. Fantasy Football Start M. Sit M. Week 2 Matchups Analysis, Roto Bala. Fantasy Football Start M. Sit M and lineups advice for all 2022 Week 2 matchups. Josh Constantinou analyzes in-depth matchups via game-by-game breakdowns. Welcome back Rotoballers to our Week 2 matchups analysis and Start M. Sit M column for fantasy football. Week 1 provided us with many surprises and outstanding performances, all of which wheel cons. +42094 chars. Stray Blade. Official TGS gameplay trailer, TGS 2022 IGN 00. The Fed is tightening into a slowing economy, says Hightower Stephanie Link, CNBC Television. Stephanie Link, Hightower Advisors chief investment strategist, joins CNBC's Squawk Box to discuss the Federal Reserve's efforts to combat inflation and W.H. Null. See How They Run review. Agatha Christie's most famous mystery. But Meta. Polygon. Sam Rockwell and Saoirse Ronan step behind the scenes of Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap for a lively meta-comedy. Adrian Brody, David Oyelowo, and Ruth Wilson co-star. In theaters Sept. 16. The Mousetrap. Agatha Christie's famous stage murder mystery has never been filmed. When Christie signed the film rights over to producer John Wolfe, she stipulated that the film could only be made S+6050 Chars. Germany takes control of stakes in Rosneft oil refineries. BBC. The country takes temporary control of Rosneft subsidiaries in a move to bolster energy security. The German government has taken temporary control of 2 subsidiaries of the Russian energy giant, Rosneft. The move by the government puts it in charge of Rosneft's stakes in 3 refineries in the +3976 Chars. 7 natural nootropics for better brain performance. Which is best? SciTechDaily. In today's highly competitive world, popping a pill for extra brain power can be a tempting solution for those needing a quick boost in productivity, or hoping to get the creative juices flowing. Recent years have seen an enormous spike in demand for NeuroN. By SciTechDaily.com September 15, 2022. In today's highly competitive world, popping a pill for extra brain power can be a tempting solution for those needing a quick boost in productivity, or hoping to +19771 Chars. Remarkable 380-million-year-old heart discovered, shedding new light on evolution. SciTechDaily. Paleontologists have discovered a 380-million-year-old heart, the oldest ever found, alongside a separate fossilized liver, stomach, and intestine in an ancient jawed fish, shedding new light on the evolution of our own bodies. Vital new evolutionary clues. The go-go fish fossil where the 380-million-year-old 3D preserved heart was discovered by researchers. Pictured at the Wa Museum. Credit. Yasmin Phillips. Curtin University. Paleontologists have dis. +5237 Chars. Alexander Volkanovski. Dan Hooker trash. Little rat. Colby Covington. He deserves it. He really does. MMA Fighting. Alexander Volkanovski and Dan Hooker are not fans of Colby Covington. Alexander Volkanovski and Dan Hooker are not fans of Colby Covington. That's clear after the 2 friends and teammates roasted the former UFC interim welterweight champion during a recent episode of +2708 Chars. Wolong. Fallen Dynasty Gameplay Presentation. Koei Tecmo TGS 2022 GameSpot 00. Proposed legislation could affect credit card rewards in the U.S. Here's everything you need to know. The Points Guy. All you need to know about the Credit Card Competition Act and its potential impact on consumers and credit cards rewards programs. Proposed federal legislation moving through Congress has the potential to significantly alter, if not completely eliminate, the world of credit cards that we know today. If passed, it could dramatical +15583 Chars. Quantum Leap star says he passed on appearing in the new series, IGN. Original Quantum Leap star Scott Bakula has explained that he passed on the chance to be in the upcoming reboot, but not quite why he chose not to be. Original Quantum Leap star Scott Bakula has explained that he passed on the chance to be in the upcoming reboot, but not quite why he chose not to be. Appearing on Twitter, the 67-year-old actor address +3002 Chars. At least 440 graves found at Izium burial site. Ukraine says. CNN. Ukrainian authorities have found 440 graves at a mass burial site in Izium, an eastern city recently recaptured from Russian forces. Ukraine's defense ministry said in a Twitter post Friday. CNN. Ukrainian authorities have found 440 graves at a mass burial site in Izium, an eastern city recently recaptured from Russian forces. Ukraine's defense ministry said in a Twitter post Friday. AR. +3761 Chars. Rabbits in South Carolina. Connecticut suddenly drop dead from lethal virus. New York Post. A highly contagious and deadly virus is claiming the lives of rabbits in South Carolina. A highly contagious and deadly virus is claiming the lives of rabbits in South Carolina. Authorities detected rabbit hemorrhagic disease virus type 2 after a herd of feral bunnies suddenly died at a +1470 Chars. Life on Mars. Latest intriguing organic findings by NASA's Perseverance rover. SciTechDaily. NASA's Perseverance rover investigates geologically rich Mars terrain. The most recent discoveries provide greater detail on a region of the red planet that has a watery past and is yielding promising samples for the NASA ESA Mars Sample Return Campaign. NASA. By Jet Propulsion Laboratory September 16, 2022. Perseverance workspace at Skinner Ridge. NASA's Perseverance rover puts its robotic arm to work around a rocky outcrop called Skinner Ridge in Mars Jezza. +9489 Chars. College Football Week 3 preview. Storylines and matchups to watch in 27 games. ESPN. Can Texas A&M bounce back? Does Penn State have a new star? Bill Connolly looks to answer those questions and many more, including his favorite bets. Heading into Week 3, the games seem closer, the crowds seem louder, the energy is palpable, the ratings are evidently up. The first 2 weeks of the 2022 college football season have been an absolute blast. We always GR. +28428 Chars. Why Ford is keeping its Mustang gas-powered as part of its electric vehicle push. CNBC. Ford's CEO Jim Farley believes keeping the iconic American brand gas-powered makes good business sense for the automaker for the foreseeable future. Ford Chair Bill Ford and President and CEO Jim Farley converse in front of newly revealed Mustang Dark Horse at the Stampede in downtown Detroit on Sept. 14, 2022. Detroit Ford Motor CEO Jim Farley. +4937 Chars.